This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we're starting out with our round of introductions, and the very first one on my list is Barbara Klein. So, Barb, take a minute or two and please introduce yourself to the rest of the group and the new folks that may not know you.
Hi, I'm Barbara Klein, the Love Coach. I'm the owner of the Best You Dating and Life Coaching, and I am a dating and life coach. And I help singles who are feeling frustrated and lonely by teaching them how to discover their own self-worth through my Love Story program so they can fall in love without compromising their boundaries. I also have two meetup groups. One's called Self Improvement Singles, the other is called Surviving and Thriving Divorce. And we are currently doing it virtually. And I hold meetings twice a month. And even when we are able to go back in person, I will be doing one live and one online virtual meeting per month for each group. I also have a Facebook business page and a Facebook business group. And I am starting a new thing called Seriously. It's the antics of my 100+ first meets, first dates, talking about all the crazy stuff that went on while I was pursuing my forever love. And that was a 6-year process, so there's a lot to talk about. And also on my Facebook page, business page, I host interviews that launch every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time with other love coaches. So the topics could be dating, could be relationship, communication, dealing with past traumas, overcoming a really bad relationship, those kinds of things. So those are my topics. And all my information to communicate with me and to follow me on social media will be in the comments. So thank you.
All right, perfect. And I just saw that Rebecca is joining us. And Rebecca, just so you know, we're going through a round of introductions. I've muted everybody and I'm unmuting people one at a time so we don't get any background noise. And then after that, we'll just open it up for general chat. So the next person that I have on here is Jack Maitland. Jack, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm getting a message up here that we are having trouble with your video conference and can't share your camera. And I don't know who we is, but again,
Well,
Sal,
the
I
good
just
news
can't.
is we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I mean, the camera's green, but anyway. Uh, Anyway, nice to be with you all. Here comes my message again. We apologize, but we're experiencing difficulty. Anyway, it's got to be something at my end. My name again is Jack Maitland. I hail from Pittsburgh. I live in South Florida right now. I retired a bunch of years ago from the ad agency business. I owned and operated my own ad agency for close to 30 years. And I currently work with a consumer-based manufacturing company out of the Pacific Northwest, and I'm working with them now, helping them promote their brand. They have evolved after 35 years. They're now the largest private online wellness shopping club in North America, kind of like a Sam's Club or a Costco. It's a $19 a year membership. If anybody's interested in, it's a dollar membership for the first year during the month of March, which anybody wants to stick their toe in and try some of our products. But it's a wellness company. We manufacture everything except paper goods and refrigerator items. And it's really replacement shopping. These are products and services that we all use. It's just a different store. We've eliminated probably 6, 7, 8 aisles at the grocery and drugstore. And so I'm really looking for people that are proactive towards health and wellness, want to get the toxins out of their home, want a better, safer home environment, particularly if you know people with young kids. The FDA doesn't require childproof capping on any of our products because there's no harsh ingredients. And I'm also looking for people that might want to do what I do, although most don't. 86% of our customer base are just happy customers, but I work with a company to help promote their brand, not sell their products. This isn't Amway, and we're not distributors, but we do get paid for referrals, which can be nice over time since our reorder rate is 96%, documented at 96%. So it basically tells you three things. The products are very good, they're reasonably priced, and if you want to do what I do, there's a nice residual income as a plan B that can be developed over time. So with that, thank you for your time. And Sal, thank you for hosting the Zoom meeting. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. And let's see, moving right on down my list. And I don't know if other people can see. Well, I guess there's names on the screen, but whatever. We have Keith Moorhouse, who has, as I mentioned before, has attended some of our live meetings in Cannonsburg, and we were doing the lunch meeting. So, Keith, great to see you again, and the floor is yours.
Nice to see you. It's not Marilyn, it's Keith. I'm using Marilyn's phone, computer. My laptop died, so I don't have a camera on my workstation. So anyway, I have a private fund. It invests in private companies. Anywhere from $25,000 to $1 million, I'll put into a small company. It's a fund only for accredited investors. You have to be an accredited investor to invest in it. I'll go over that definition real fast. You have to be worth $1 million, exclusive of your main residence, or if you're married, you have to make $300,000 a year, be expected to make $300,000 for another year or two, or $250,000 if you're single. So that's an accredited investor. The only way to get into it is to be an accredited investor. I'd like to change it, but that's SEC won't let us. So we invest in small companies. I don't do startups anymore. Startups are so risky that I've kind of stayed away from them. I do what's called an A round investing after a company gets started, gets friends and family, maybe a bank, and they go to an A round of fundraising to really start to grow the business. That's when I'll jump in. I want to see some revenues. I want to see most of the management team, if not all, there already. And the product has to be verified with some sales. I don't really have a sales number, but I'd like to see a six-figure in sales at least before we will invest. I like to invest in companies that are using technology because if you're not using the highest tech out there, your competitors are, and you're going to be eaten alive. Whether you're selling donuts or you're selling the latest SAS program, it doesn't matter. You've got there's technology out there that can help you run your business better, and that's what I look for. Managements that are laser focused on growth and are taking advantage of the technology that's out there. The fund's about 5 years old. I took it over 2 years ago myself, so I'm the only general partner in it. It's a smaller size fund. I look for deals that will pay royalty revenues back to me, or have a definite buyout agreement on them. So if you know somebody that needs funding for their business, give them my number. I'll look. I turn down the 99% of what I see, but you never know. You never know. And as far as being an investor in the fund, like I said, you have to be an accredited investor to get into it. Or a registered investment advisor. You know anybody? The SEC just came out and said that registered investment advisors are now accredited investors. So are stockbrokers. They keep spreading that definition out to get more people into startup companies and small companies. The government, in all their wisdom, takes years to finally get to this stuff. But yeah, if you know somebody that's a registered investment advisor or a broker, no matter what their income level is, they can invest in the fund. I may not let them in if their income level is not very high, but we'll see. Okay, Sal, that's it.
All right, perfect. Let me go here. And Rebecca, I see you're on the phone and you're muted. Can you unmute yourself from your side? Okay, we'll come back to you, Rebecca. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay, we'll come back to you, Rebecca. Rhoda, if you could give us your 1 or 2 minute introduction, please.
Hello, everyone from Indianapolis, Indiana. I am Rhoda Israelov, owner of Say It For You. And very interestingly, Barbara, in her introduction of the Love Coach, actually exemplified the model for what blogs should be, because she said, I help, and then she told whom she helps, so that they can, and in her case, she said, so that they can fall in love without compromising their boundaries. And that's exactly what blogging is designed to do, is say who you help and what you help them accomplish, and make that real to them over time. So we write what you read when you go on a website, and we message for our clients. I'm going to actually write a blog post linking back to you, Barbara, explaining that all over again. So that is very, very good. Right now, I am looking for two particular kinds of clients. One is a law firm that specializes in adoption. So if you have any connection to a firm like that, that is stories that I would love to write about. And on this flip end of that, again, referencing Barbara, where it doesn't work out, I would like a divorce law firm, because the divorce law firm for whom I wrote a newsletter for years and years and years decided to divorce each other. So they split up, and so I need a new divorce law firm. So I would appreciate any of those connections. I am at sayitforyou.net, and today is Monday. Tomorrow I will post my own blog, number 1981. And 1980 posts are actually on my website, helping to drive traffic. So that's the beauty of a blog, as opposed to just content. So Rhoda, and we say it for you.
All right, excellent. And next we have Victoria from Canada. And Victoria, I think you're muted on your side. So if you could please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the rest of the group. Hello?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so my name's Victoria, and I am from Canada, but I've lived in Texas for the last 8 years. But I'm in Canada right now because of COVID. I've been here since June, and I actually don't have a business. I'm in education. I actually just graduated from the University of North Texas with my master's in special ed, and I'm working on getting my teaching certification. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to go back to Texas and start teaching in the fall. Yeah, so I'm studying to become a teacher for the visually impaired.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm actually blind.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us and figuring out the system, and welcome to our little group here. And again, I'll send you the chat. Everybody's putting their contact information in the chat, so I'll make sure that. And now we have from New York City, Yona Khan.
Hello, everyone. Yona Khan from New York City. I am a financial advisor. So I'm just going to say Maryland because it sounds funny. I'm sure there's some sort of synergy that we could have, but I love connecting with investors. So my area of expertise is really on the foundation of anyone's financial health, which is income protection. So whether it's life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, and really what I'm looking to do is connect with people. I really live with the motto, you never know where your next opportunity will come from. So whether if it's something that I can offer you, or you can offer me, or vice versa, or whatever. I always enjoy connecting and having meaningful conversations. Being of service is something, what I've learned is I don't want my children to call me a hypocrite and for them to be right. Now, they may say things, but I just don't want them to be right. So, again, if I can help you in any manner, shape, or form, please feel free to reach out. And as Sal said, I'm from New York, and I'm going to remind Sal not to forget about himself, as he has done in the past.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and thank you for that, because I was right on my way to doing that once again. But before I do that, let me see, Rebecca. I don't know if you can hear us. I've got you unmuted from my side. You are muted on your side, and I see you've got two sessions going on. So, okay, I will introduce myself, and maybe Rebecca can get herself squared away while I do that. So my name is Sal Acosta. Thank you all for joining me here today. I am a business broker, so that means I help people buy and sell businesses. Since they all come in all shapes and sizes, I usually deal with what's called Main Street businesses and lower middle market. So that's anything that has 10 to 250 employees, 0 to 10 or $20 million in revenue. And I know things are a little crazy now with the coronavirus, but hopefully break even all the way up to about $1 million or $2 million in net positive cash flow for the year. Someone we can help very well is a person that started their business 10, 20, 30 years ago, is now in that 60 to 80-year-old range and looking to retire. Maybe wants to go to Florida to hang out at the beach, play golf all day, take the RV cross country, take the grandkids to Disneyland, Disney World. And I always tell them, half joking but half serious, before you can do all that in style, you got to come see me so we can sell your business and cash you out. And that's pretty much it. Let me see.
If you look in the chat, Rebecca has added information about herself.
Yes, I see that Rebecca has been posting in the chat. Let me just say this. I've unmuted everybody from my side. So based on the introductions, does anybody have any questions for anybody else?
I can't see where the chat is, so I can't get to the chat.
It's right below where it says attendees. There's like a little arrow and it says chat.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
So Rhoda, Rhoda, my business coach helped me design my statement. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I created that.
Yes, that's perfect.
So that's how.
Rebecca, you're in South Florida. I noticed your 954 area code. You're in Fort Lauderdale area. Can you hear me?
No, Jack, I think Rebecca's been having trouble with her system too.
How come she gets 2 pictures and I don't get any?
You were on earlier when you first logged on. You were on with your.
I know, and then it just goes away. Keith, I may have someone get in touch with you. The guy is involved in it'll be a franchise. It is a startup. However, prior to that, he was the founder of the Brooklyn Water Bagel Company. So he's had an awful lot of success in what he does. And it might be, we may be part of I'm actually going to be working with him. We may be part of the 99% you turn down, but it's probably worth a conversation at some point.
Sure.
But it's he was the guy behind the Brooklyn Water Bagel Company, which was a huge success.
Okay. Look forward.
I have your email address. Do you have a website or anything, or if you want to put a phone number up there in the chat, maybe?
I'll put a phone number too. Just shoot me an email and I'll give you the webpage link.
Okay. Again, my name is Jack Maitland, and my information's in the chat.
Okay.
Keith, can I ask you to speak a little bit more why
My cousin's name is Jack.
Keith, can I ask you to speak a little bit more as to why you left, or why you don't focus so much on the family and friends round versus Series A? What made you switch?
That's the riskiest part of it. The family and friends. There's usually very little management at that point. It's just an idea. And you're slowly bringing people in and starting to build a company. There isn't anything in there that's investable yet. It's a huge risk. If I know somebody like Jack maybe is mentioning, they've done this before. They've raised capital, they've sold a business, or they've got big backers. I may go in on a startup. I have done startups, but I shy away from them because they're real risky. There's just nothing really there to invest with. It's like going in to buy a car and there's just a chassis and an engine and a steering wheel. And they're saying, we're building a car. Do you want to give us $80,000 for it? It'll be worth $80,000 when it's built. Well, no, you build the car.
So this is a little bit of a different scenario. I think you'll see that, but again, you'll be the judge of that, of course.
Yeah, if they've got a track record or they've got a lot of experience, there's people in there with other money. Yeah, I'll look at it. Sure.
Can't ask for anything more than that.
Not 99, but 99 times there are people with just an idea and you don't have anything developed yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm also hearing you say that it's really just a business decision where you would like to focus on.
Right. Right. I did do a startup and it didn't turn out so well. In fact, it turned out pretty bad. The other companies that are in the fund all had revenues before I bought, and a couple of them have gone by the wayside too. But there are a couple that are doing fairly well right now. It's a risky business. I mean, every business you invest in isn't going to do well. I've tried to narrow it down to making sure that I at least get my money back. There's a revenue share in there, like a royalty or something. As well intentioned as everybody is, some people just they want to give up, and that's not what you do when you start a company and take investor money. There's a fiduciary liability there.
Yeah,
the question is more prompted because I just had a conversation yesterday with someone who has a fund that focuses on the family and friendly round. Like that's where money. And what I realized from him and what I realized from you, there's no right or wrong decision. It's a business where you would like to focus. Obviously, right. Family friend round, especially if he or she does not have big backers or have prior experience, the risk is extremely high.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I was in on a family and friend and it was a business I really knew inside out and backwards, possibly. I was an equity analyst for about 17 years, and I helped run portfolios too. So I know a lot about a lot of industries. I'm not an expert in any of them, but I know a lot about a lot of industries. Lots of earnings calls for Wall Street companies. Lots of earnings calls over 17 years. But yeah, it would have to be something that I know people, I have connections in, and I could be able to control a lot of it, like the board, who gets on the board. That's one of the biggest problems with small companies, even in an A round, is their board of directors. They put their friends and family or their business associates or the highest guy that stuck the most money in. And I found the boards to be lacking on most small companies, really, really bad. And I don't like to get into arguments with board of directors. So I shy away.
And another reason why this is coming up right now for me is because I do have one young tech entrepreneur client that I'm working with right now on a couple things. And I helped him get his idea moving beyond just an idea. One of the things, and I asked him who else is involved in the business, and he started naming names. And all I asked was, what is your whole experience besides that they are your blood relative. Because
Right.
once you start bringing in big money investors, and you're looking, down the road when this is a million or tens of $1 million company, they don't care that someone is your brother-in-law or your sister-in-law. They don't care.
No.
They just care about their money. And
Sal, I think my
why?
phone's about to die, so. Uh-oh.
Okay, well, listen, Victoria. If you find a charger, you can plug it in. Otherwise, you're welcome to join us in exactly 2 weeks at 2 p.m. Eastern
Okay.
on Monday. 2 weeks from today.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I don't want to hog the conversation too much longer, but
Mm.
essentially what I impressed upon him is when you bring people in terms of decision makers, you have to make sure there's a purpose beyond them just being your blood relative. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so, and I'm thankful that he listened to me. But for me, when I go to these networking meetings, I don't want to just spam someone's email with, a referral just for the sake of saying I referred you someone. There has to be a purpose for the referral. But I definitely have a much clearer idea of who would be a worthwhile conversation to have with you.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Keith, I got a quick question for you, just as a clarification, and maybe the rest of the group is wondering about this too. When you say, because I didn't know this, that registered investment advisors and stockbrokers are now automatically considered accredited investors by the nature of them being whatever, a registered investment advisor, stockbroker. But they're only allowed, and correct me or if I'm wrong, are they only allowed to invest like their own money? They're not allowed to invest their clients' money, or can they also invest their clients' money?
They can invest their client's money. The client would become my client. They could do it. I would, unless they're a large firm, I would suggest they don't do that because the state securities people go all over you. I was state registered, and they went all over me when I opened my fund. I mean, they were in my office 7 hours going through every piece, every check I wrote for 3 years. They're brutal. They took our documents and ran them through the ringer. Didn't find anything wrong with them, which was good. But yeah, it would be tough if it's a small advisor and they've got somebody that is an accredited investor and they want to put them in it. I'll look at it. I would advise them to be careful because the state securities people and the SEC, that's one of their hot spots they look at. I might be turning down work from somebody, but it's a big red flag for the SEC. But they themselves can invest. Personally invest and it won't. The SEC doesn't. It's none of their business, really.
Sal, I don't know if this will add value to the question that you asked, but when I first got involved in the business that I'm in now, they asked me, "Are you securities licensed?" And I'm like, at the point, no, but it was part of the plan. But because of other outside interests that I have no interest in becoming securities licensed simply because of state regulators and SEC regulators. It's not something I really want to get involved in because it is a pain in the fill in the blank. It's true.
I can tell you attest to how brutal their exams are. Very, very brutal. They come in expecting you to be a criminal and they stay there until they can find something to write you up on. It's pathetic. But that's the way it is.
But again, it's not even the exam so much. It's just the regulations that I would have to deal with.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Rebecca. Is that you?
Yeah, I finally was able to hear things. How do I save this chat?
Oh, don't worry. I'll save it and send it out to everybody.
Okay, so where is the chat box now?
There should be a little arrow right below attendees.
Okay, a little arrow?
What I was going to say is, do you want to take a minute or two now that your microphone is working and introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Witonsky. I'm calling in from South Florida. I work for Griffin Hammis, which is in the disability policy space. I'm a researcher in the disability policy space. I do research on self-employment for the disabled and the blind disabled, and also social media techniques to help the disabled find jobs and self-employment. I'm fluent in Spanish. I have a bachelor's degree from Brown University. And I guess I'm looking for additional research and writing and speaking opportunities in the disability space. And I put my contact in the chat here. Oh, I see. Wait a second. What happened to the chat? Did the chat disappear?
No, it's still there. You just may have closed it.
So do you want me to put my information in the chat now?
You
Yes,
already did.
because what I'll do is I'll also email it to everybody after we're done with this session. So even if you lost it or anything happened, because I saw you.
Do I need to put my phone? I'll put my phone number in again just in case.
Yeah, just put everything in the chat, and I'll make sure everybody gets all the information. Excellent.
So,
Rebecca, where
hi
are you?
everyone. I'm from Florida.
Yeah, no, I'm in Pompano Beach. Where are you?
Who is this? I'm in Boca.
Jack Maitland. Yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Pompano.
And what do you do?
You missed it.
What do you do?
I work with a consumer products company. I'm helping them promote their brand.
Okay. And is your information in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So now I'm able to finally hear everybody. And I'll put my LinkedIn. I'll put my LinkedIn into the chat. Did everybody receive my LinkedIn before?
It's in the chat. So it's all there. And
All
at
your
the next
information.
meeting, what Sal does is he sends us a link to the chat or information.
I don't see the whole chat.
Yeah.
I don't have the whole chat here.
Right. It's up. There's like arrows up and down on the right that you can scroll up and down to see everybody's information.
I did before, but somehow it's missing now.
Well, you'll get it in the email.
So let me put in my LinkedIn. No, I didn't leave. I'm here.
No, you had two up.
What?
You had two screens up.
You took mine.
Please help her out.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions for anybody? And by the way, Rebecca, I'll make sure you get connected with Victoria because you have some things to talk about.
Okay, where is the meeting now?
We're here.
Yeah, we're all here. You may have closed your window.
Wait a second.
At the very bottom, do you see an orange circle kind of thing at the very bottom of your screen? Click on that.
Here, I just am putting my LinkedIn page in the chat again.
Okay.
Okay, we see it.
Yeah. So,
okay, excellent. Well, does anybody have any questions for anybody else?
So will you send me the full chat? That's all?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So I think I've spoken to you, Barbara Klein. I think I emailed you, remember?
I don't remember, but that's okay.
You're the love coach, right?
That's correct.
See, you're becoming famous, Barb.
I guess I am. That's good.
Okay. And what about you? What do you do, Mrs. Israelov?
I'm a writer, so I write what you read when you go on clients' websites.
Okay. You write for corporations?
I do.
Okay. And where is your information?
It's in the chat.
But my chat is not complete. My chat, I got lost. Let me see if I can.
I'll get it from Sal, but I have something interesting to add. Propose a discussion between Yona and Keith. I am a retired CFP, and I work
certified financial planner.
And I worked for New York Stock Exchange firms, and we would not ever, ever, ever have been allowed to invest in anything that wasn't on the list. In other words, we could not sell it to our clients, even if it were real estate properties. You know, we were not to invest in it. So they didn't want to have to check it out. They didn't want to have to worry about it. So you just couldn't do it. So you were
what?
In the field, you know, you were kind of limited to that. In fact, one of three main reasons that I chose to retire from that career was the compliance, because you can't, I love to market. You can't market when the disclaimer has to be 3 times as long as the advertisement. So, you know, after a while, it really got to be a bit much.
Yeah, they have the proprietary lists of products and you can't go away from it. You have to do exactly what they want you to sell.
Yeah, I mean, I used to make fun of it. I would say, if you fall down your steps reading this invitation to my seminar, it's not my
Oh my gosh.
You know, Rhoda, I am not securities licensed, and I used to say my teenagers are the bane of my existence. Now I say compliance is the bane of my existence, and I'm not even securities licensed.
Yeah.
I know my business partner who is securities licensed, who does handle investments for our clients and things like that. The amount of paperwork that she and her assistants have to deal with is, you know what? I would rather engage in shopping with my teenage daughters than that.
Oh my God.
And I know I say it in jest, but I actually mean that.
I feel bad in our business.
And some of you may know this. I do an interview series with a lady called Joanne Forrester, the Empress of Biz. And there was a financial planner that I wanted to interview for a lot of reasons. One of them was just real simple. We both did our MBAs at Tulane University. So he got excited. I got excited. I said, okay, fine, let's do this interview. And the first thing he says to me is, well, I need all your questions in writing, and you have to ask me those questions. We can't do that. And I said, okay, fine. So we put together a list of whatever it was, 10 or 20 questions. What I didn't know is then he had to provide his answers in writing. So he took my 10 or 20 questions and he wrote like a paragraph or 2 on every single question. Then he sent it to his compliance department saying, these are the questions, these are the answers. It took us about 4 months to get a reply from those guys. And then basically when we got it back, I mean, I'm not going to say it was a sterile interview. I mean, we like to do a little more sort of like this, banter back and forth and let the conversation flow. This was just, you know, me asking him the questions, him basically reading the answers, and hopefully when people look at it, they can't tell. But I remember I said, oh my God, this is like no fun.
Right.
You know, I will say one more thing on this. Every new advisor that joins our firm, I always love to jump in on the meetings where the compliance officer goes over some basics. And I should say this about her. She is just the sweetest, most phenomenal human being to work with. She really is a sweetheart. But the first thing she tells to everyone, I am sorry. And then she starts her presentation.
You know,
Who is that?
in my business,
What were you saying, Yona?
He was speaking about dealing with the compliance department in a securities company.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, right?
Well, with my fund, I'm not allowed to advertise. When you sell a security and my security, a unit ownership, it's a security, and there are exemptions that they give you. And one of the exemptions I'm under, it's called 506B, if you care to know. But I can't advertise. I can't do a general advertisement. I have to pretty much know that the person's accredited or suspect that they are, and then give them the information. and then I have to find out, really prove that they're accredited before I can continue. I can't do it. I can't send all of you an email blast with the prospectus of my fund. Can't do it.
So, what is your name?
It's Keith Moorhouse. It says Marilyn. That's my wife. I'm using her computer. With Nancy, I don't know.
So what is it that you do?
I have a private fund that invests in small companies, small private companies.
Okay.
Keith, where are you located? I don't think I asked.
I'm in Pittsburgh, in South Hills of Pittsburgh. Near New York, doesn't matter. South Hills, just
Where in the
Pittsburgh.
South Hills, Keith?
I'm near Bridgeville, Scott Township.
I grew up in Upper St. Clair. I went to Upper St. Clair.
Your old neighborhood's close to me.
Yeah, I know it is.
Now, Barb, you're in Squirrel Hill. Is that true?
Yes. Well, not at the moment, but I live in Squirrel Hill, yes. Right now I'm in Charleston, South Carolina still.
Ah, excellent.
I grew up in Squirrel Hill.
Did you?
I did.
So I grew up on Northumberland Street near the golf course. And now I live on the south end of Squirrel Hill near Minadeo School.
I mean, I wouldn't know because we moved when I was 8 years old. So it's a lot of water under the dam. But
what elementary school did you go to?
You know what? The only thing I remember about which elementary school it was is that I was the only child in the entire school who did not kneel in front of the Christmas tree. Seriously. And shows you how old I am, but literally they had in a public school, they had the children kneeling in front of the Christmas tree. They had the teacher starting the day with the Psalms, which is fine, but I'm saying, think about today, you get your head handed to you talking about compliance.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, listen,
guys, I have to pick up a grandson at school here. I'm going to sign off, but great being with all of you.
Who is that, Jason? Who is that, Mr. Maitland?
Yeah, take care.
Who is that?
All right, guys, well, listen, I was about to say the same thing. It's almost like 2:50 here on the East Coast, and I know again a lot of you have meetings starting at 3 p.m. So I want to give you guys a break to take a drink of water or we'll do whatever. And but we'll repeat this in 2 weeks exactly at 2 p.m. on the East Coast on Monday in 2 weeks. And
so how will I get in touch with the people?
Don't worry about anything. I'll send out the chat to everybody. I'll send out a recording of the meeting to everybody. So everybody will have everything later tonight.
Will I have your email addresses and phone numbers?
You'll have everything.
And LinkedIn profiles?
Al, can you stay on for a minute?
Sure.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Nice seeing you, everybody. Jack, be in touch.
Okay. So you'll send out the materials, the whole chat?
Yes, I'll send out a recording to the video and the video chat to everybody.
Okay.
Actually, tell you what, now let me just